Hi, Michael. Good evening. I'm Shalini. I'll be talking about Red Cross, Australian Red Cross organization. Australian Red Cross is part of the world's largest humanitarian organization with millions of volunteers who operate around 190 countries in the world. So, Red Cross is uniquely positioned as an independent organization with no political, no cultural, or no religious affiliations whatsoever. So, speaking about the vision and mission of the organization, the vision of Red Cross is to improve the lives of vulnerable people in Australia and internationally by mobilizing the power of humanity. And the mission would be to be the leading humanitarian organization in Australia, improving the lives of vulnerable people through the programs that they deliver and to promote humanitarian laws and values. So, in briefly, the board compromises about 16 members together with the CEO. The CEO has the responsibility for day-to-day management of the organization and also to manage the executive team, which provide high-level advice to the CEO on key strategical and operational matters. The vision and the purpose of the Red Cross organization to promote more human dignity, peace, and safety of the well-being for everyone in the world. So my encounter at Red Cross was in 2018. I was so privileged to attend a campaign that they did in Melbourne. They had a campaign called Fair Go to the Migrants. So in that campaign, um, they spoke to different people in different cultural backgrounds. And being an international student, I felt so privileged because um, it's kind of a space to share my ideas and my values and my experiences in Australia so far. And the program was to design to help migrants who had faced exploitation, detention, and uncertainty, and with extreme poverty and constant insecurity. So it's a known fact in Australia that migrants can't access to basic support services such as housing and healthcare and solution, and it's a very hard. It's not easy for migrant people to access these services. So the solution was considered as work together to ensure the migrants are treated with dignity and respect, and the neighborhoods are safer and more welcoming, and the policies protect the people inside and outside the border. And I saw different practitioners use different ways to gather information. Some they used survey, some they used questionnaire, some they used mobile counseling. So speaking about the concept of this organization, I want to talk about the cultural values of the organization, about the culture of the organization. um, During my experience, I felt that Red Cross has a very informal culture. As we know, culture has two subponents, such as informal and formal culture. So informal culture is more changes. Informal culture is mostly like a purposefully planned cultural background, whereas informal culture changes the rules and the participants adapt to new ways of doing things, and it encourages the innovation of the program. So Red Cross had that type of culture, and it was very warm, very caring, very loving. And why I felt like this is they treated us really well, even from the day one, the welcome, and how they treated us we are like their own employees. Even though we are volunteers, we had t-shirts and all saying Red Cross, and it I felt like kind of belonging to the organization, and it made me feel very empowered and courageous and to see things in a different way. So I say that it has a very warm and very informal culture, which is really good. And also, just speaking about the strength and weaknesses, strengths are like, it's a very informal culture and people can adapt to their own situations. They react with their experiences. And one negative thing I would say is like, uh, due to the informal culture of Red Cross, I saw it's like sometimes there are like, it's not properly organized. It's very hard to approach some people because uh, they were really busy, and some people they couldn't talk to the volunteers, some people they couldn't talk to the management. And if they had a proper plan, you know the proper organizational plan, like everyone would have felt like it's a good program, but there were little things that they need to fix. And I think the best solution is to, when they are making a campaign, it is very important to pre-plan everything from day 1 to day 3, or whatever the number of days that they are planning to have in the program. And for each day to allocate number of things without putting everything in one day, so that the people who participate in that program, that they can enjoy, they can experience the program and get something out of it. Whereas in my experience, they wanted to do everything on one to 2 3 days, they wanted to do everything, and some people missed it. So if they were proper pre-planned, it would have been better. But overall, I really liked the experience, and I thought it bumped me now that it's really helpful for my studies. So I hope to do more voluntary service in Red Cross. Thank you.